In case you haven't figured it out yet, in case there's any doubt in your mind, this is a big deal. There is a lot of effort that leads up to this celebration. And not just preparing for this liturgy. There's more than enough preparation just with this. But we're talking about months of instruction, reflection, sharing, praying. And those of you who are about to join us tonight, I don't know if you realized how much effort it takes to make a Catholic. But here we are. As I was having to prepare myself for all that this night is about, I realized that it had been 16 years since the last time that I had celebrated an Easter vigil. Either because I was in a high school rather than a parish, or the parish I was in, I wasn't the pastor. But I mean, we're here tonight going to baptize 40 plus new members. We're going to welcome another 50 some into the church, and then confirm them all. As I went through my notes from my last vigil, I was up in Bonners Ferry. Some of you may have heard of Bonners Ferry. And at that vigil, we had one man that we baptized and 4 more that made their profession of faith and joined the church. Well, those were the good old days. No, I'm kidding. The church says that this is about you, because you are now becoming part of us. New life in the Lord, new membership in His body, in His people. The thing that we have to remember, and it is so important in terms of the celebration of our faith, is the difference between resurrection and resuscitation. Jesus didn't die and then God brought him back to life. Okay. That's what Jesus did with Lazarus, if you remember the story. He was dead. Lazarus come out, back to life. But Lazarus, at some point, died again. Lazarus was still subject to the same human frailties as before. God raised Jesus to new life, to the fullness of life. God, in the power of His love, makes things new and goes beyond our imaginations. And he didn't just do it for Jesus. His love is so powerful that because Jesus became one of us, the new life, the resurrection, becomes what is promised to us as well. It's amazing. So what is this all about? One of my professors, Brother Eugene Walsh, puts it very well, and I've quoted him many times. He said, Jesus promises you two things. Your life has meaning, and you are going to live forever. If you get a better offer than that, take it. That's amazing. Your life has meaning. Don't forget that. We're going to live forever because that's the power of God's love. What is this night about? I've been amazed in my short time here because one homily, I shared a little rhyme with the congregation, and I have had so many people, so many children, even little ones, that have come up to me since then, said, I still remember your poem. And they stand there and they say it very proudly, roses are reddish, violets are bluish. If it wasn't for Easter, we'd all be Jewish. And if they can remember to take that from me, if nothing else, I can call myself a success. Sometimes in the difficulties, though, we need reassurance. And this is about as fresh as I can make it. I want to share with you some of what Pope Francis said in his Easter Vigil homily in Rome. He only baptized 12 tonight, but he's a wimp. No. Obviously, over in Europe, their minds are very much on the atrocities that took place in Brussels. Pope Francis reminded the people that were there, we see and will continue to see problems both inside and out. They will always be there. But let us not allow darkness and fear to distract us and control our hearts. Today is the celebration of our hope. It is so necessary today. The Easter message recalling Christ's resurrection awakens and resurrects hope in hearts burdened by sadness. To see life as tragic means that you have forgotten the resurrection. Yes, there is evil in the world. Yes, there is suffering. Yes, very often the innocent have their blood spilled. But God says, just as he said to Jesus, for Jesus and to Jesus, death is not the final chapter. Evil will not have the last word. Death brings about new life. Suffering brings about growth. Love is more powerful than sin. Good is stronger than evil. So you all are here tonight to join us, and you all are here tonight to reaffirm that we know, we believe something more. You are the salt of the earth, the light of the world, living witness to something more. You can obey the law because you are free in love. You can be last because you are already first. You can forgive your brother because you are already forgiven. You can love God with your whole heart and soul and mind because he has already loved you first and best through his Son. You who are slapped on the cheek, robbed of your shirt, or imposed upon to spend time with someone, rejoice. There is something more. You who love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, know that your Lord sees you and offers you something more. You who fast and sacrifice out of love, who criticize yourself instead of others, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. Your faith has assured you of something more. You are not dead, only sleeping. You can see, hear, feel, walk. You can carry his light and love and message into a darkened, frightened world. Go to the war-torn, the bereaved, the powerless, the sick, the paranoid, the suffering, the oppressed, the empty, the doubtful, the busy, the self-obsessed, the old, the young, the in-between, and tell them there is something more. You are worth more than many sparrows. You are my something more than temples. You are good soil and will bear grain. You are the pearl of great price. You are the mustard seed. The age of miracles has not ended. You who have become like little children, and you who are indeed your brother's keeper, have already experienced something more. Wherever 2 or 3 come together in his name, he is there. You who have given up families of your own for his sake, there is something more. You who forgive your husband or wife's failures have felt it. You who gave all you own to the poor and followed him have found the something more. There is something more than what we will eat or drink, where you will lay your head or take your vacation, what grade you will get, or how much after taxes. Something more than the cares and crosses of today or yesterday or tomorrow. Something more than Good Friday and hospitals and mortuaries and cemeteries. Something more even than prayer or faith or hope. Something more that is love, who is Lord, who is risen.